You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Now, it feels good to say this. This is the official breakdown and prediction video for Erickson Lubin versus Terrell Gausha main event going down this Saturday. And it feels good to put the lab coat back on, get back in the film room, watch some tape of both guys so I can sit here right now and let you guys know how this fight is going to go. Now, I'm going to start off with Erickson Lubin. Now, I was in the building when he fought Nathaniel Gallimore, and I thought it was a complete shutout. I thought it was 10-0, and I've never seen Erickson Lubin look that good. Never seen him look that good in a fight from beginning to end. Like, he didn't get hit with anything. He just really fought that fight to perfection. Now, we all know Erickson Lubin's story. He was a high prospect, and he fought Jermell Charlo and got hit with one of the most perfect shots, or one of the most luckiest shots, however you want to call it, in the first round, and just his electricity just got turned all the way off. And he lost that fight, first round knockout. He was left to rebuild his career. He got with one of my favorite trainers, Kevin Cunningham, and he's put together a nice string of wins. And this fight is a career-defining fight for Erickson Lubin, because if he gets this victory, then he probably is getting a title shot in his next fight. And it will be well-deserved. Now, the things that Erickson Lubin needs to do in this fight, 3 things. Number 1, jab. Can't get away from the jab. He cannot get away from the jab. He needs to throw it for power. He needs to throw it for speed. He needs to throw it to control distance. He needs to throw a stab jab to the body in there as well. He needs to control everything with the jab in this fight. It is essential. Number 2, Erickson Lubin needs to be busy. He needs to be busy in this fight. He should be working at all times during the round. If he's on the inside, he need to be working. If he's on the outside, he need to be pumping a jab. If he's mid-range, he needs to be throwing his power shots. Erickson Lubin needs to be busy throughout the course of this fight. And the third thing for Erickson Lubin is make sure you win the battle with the footwork. You got to win the battle with the footwork. Terrell Gausha is a technically sound fighter, but he's not bringing nothing special to your front door. Erickson Lubin needs to win the battle with the footwork. If he wins the battle with the footwork, he's going to give himself a great chance to win. Now, Terrell Gausha, going into this fight, he's coming off of a fight with Austin Trout. Seemed like that's been so long ago, but that's the fight he's coming off of. And Austin Trout is a southpaw, and I felt like Terrell Gausha beat Austin Trout. They called it a draw. I thought Terrell Gausha won 7 rounds to 3. I might even had it 8-2 in that fight. And we all know Terrell Gausha's story. He was a hot prospect, and he had his title fight against Erickson Lubin, and Erickson Lubin beat him by decision, and Terrell Gausha got knocked down in that fight. So this is a very important fight for Terrell Gausha, because if he wins this fight, he can make a case that he deserves a title shot. He could definitely make that case. He definitely can make that case. Now, the 3 things that Terrell Gausha needs to do against Erickson Lubin, he needs to turn up in this fight. Like, I have not seen Terrell Gausha really like turn up inside of the ring. The closest I've seen him turn up inside of the ring is against Austin Trout. That's the busiest I ever seen Terrell Gausha. But I want to see Terrell Gausha turn up in this fight. And what I mean by that is I want to see him go through a 30 to 45 second spurt where he's just completely offensive. I think for Terrell Gausha to win this fight, he has to go between 30 to 45 seconds of each round where he's just in complete offensive mode. That's number one. Number two, Terrell Gausha has to throw the jab. He has to throw the jab. And a lot of times what happens is when the orthodox guy fights the southpaw, they just don't throw a jab, period. Like they're just looking for the straight right hand. Like they looking for that Mayweather lead right hand. And he can't fall into that trap. He can't fall into that trap because if he does that too many times with Erickson Lubin, he's going to time it and he's going to do a catch and shoot, and it's going to end up bad for Terrell Gausha. Terrell Gausha needs to try to establish a jab, and it doesn't have to be a power jab. It can be a jab to control distance, or it can be a jab to get him to his next shot. But Terrell Gausha needs to jab. And the third thing, Terrell Gausha just got to win the exchanges. He has to win the exchanges. There's going to be exchanges in this fight. He has to win the exchanges in order to win this fight. I think Erickson Lubin is the stronger fighter. I think Erickson Lubin is the more physically gifted fighter. I feel like Erickson Lubin is the better boxer. I feel like he's the better boxer. And I'm just being 100% real. Terrell Gausha is going to have to make the adjustments that any orthodox fighter has to make against the southpaw. And Terrell Gausha is going to have to put on his best offensive performance to win this fight. Now, how do I think the fight is going to go? I think Erickson Lubin is going to come out, establish a jab. I think Terrell Gausha is going to try to establish a jab, but I think both guys are going to be working from the outside. I think later on in the fight, Erickson Lubin is just going to do more offensively to catch the eye of the judges. I can see Erickson Lubin getting a knockdown in this fight if he goes to the body. I think this is going to be a competitive fight, but I think this is going to be a unanimous decision victory for Erickson Lubin. He may get a knockdown in this fight. I think Terrell Gausha is going to fight well. I just don't think he's going to fight well enough. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.